Okay, what else can I rant about, though? Yo, Gamera. Gamera is a kaiju franchise. Kinda like Godzilla, except not really, because, well, it's a different monster. It is a competitor, though. Or it was a competitor. I think it was developed as a competitor to Godzilla. And whereas Godzilla actually had, like, meaning behind it, and, like, an actual, you know, you could say real-life backstory, since originally the very first movie came out in 1954, just 9 years after, you know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was still very fresh in people's minds. And Godzilla was a symbol for just that, for the destruction that this caused. A radioactively infected lizard that turned big. I think, no, wait, that was the story of, like, the 2014 one. No, but I think Godzilla was actually awakened thanks to the bombs and then also caused destruction or something like that. It was a symbol for the destruction caused by these two real-life atomic bombs. So whereas Godzilla had, like, a very deep meaning, and it's not very subtle either, they straight up say it in the movie like 1,000 times, that Godzilla is a symbol for, like, the destructions that the Americans caused, which makes it kinda ironic that Americans now, just 70 years later, well, okay, the first American Godzilla movie was just 40 years after that Americans also won some of that cash. Anyway, Gamera did not have such a meaning, as far as I know. It was just developed as, like, a competitor, basically, as another kaiju franchise, which already puts it in a weird spot. But anyway, let's roll with it. Gamera? I think the first Gamera movie came out in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, 1965 was the first one, so just like 11 years after the first Godzilla movie. Whoops. And damn, only one of the 12 movies came out in the 80s. I was completely wrong. Anyway, in case you're wondering, by the way, Gamera looks like this. It's like a giant turtle. Godzilla is a giant lizard, Gamera is a giant turtle. Looking like this. This is, by the way, the newest version of it, the current version of the 2023 anime. So there are apparently 12 movies, I've seen all of them. It's been a while though. And with every single one of them, I thought to myself, yes, there is potential, but it's just not quite there. It's like almost there, but it just didn't quite reach, like, the heights of Godzilla, because some of the Godzilla movies are actually really damn good, including that very first one. That very first one is also, like, very tragic and dramatic, even. It's really not about the destruction as much as about the effects of the destruction. Anyway, with every single movie, I thought to myself, yes, yeah, as I already said, yes, this is fine, this is okay, but it's just not quite there. But I always saw the potential. Gamera always had such potential. And then in 2006 came the last movie, another reboot, the second reboot. And also, just as all the other movies, was kind of disappointing. And now, in 2023, an anime was released. It's called Gamera Rebirth, almost 20 years after the previous movie. It is an anime show, consisting of 6 episodes, that I managed to watch over the last, like, 2 months or so, because f*** shows. I only watched, like, 1 episode a week on a good week. Because f*** shows, okay? But I finally managed to watch it. I finally watched the last episode today, and goddamn. First up, the animation. Oh my god! Let me show you. Godzilla animes are over 20 years old. Some of them are. But if you're talking about, like, the new, like, the Netflix movies, no. Also, there is a Godzilla cartoon, which is a sequel to the 1998 American movie. Which, interestingly, that movie was originally planned to be a trilogy, but it ended up not being, because obviously. But it did have a follow-up cartoon, and apparently that was actually good. I've never seen it, though. Look at this. This looks like a f***ing, like, Pokemon game. Like, yeah, monsters, whatever, that's cool. I mean the characters. Look at these goofy... This looks... I'm so sorry, but I cannot get over this. What is this? Bro, these, like, 3D animated characters that look like a f***ing Switch game Keep in mind, the Switch is a 6-year-old console that was outdated when it released already. They look like f***ing Switch characters in a 2023 show on beautifully drawn backgrounds. It looks so out of place. Oh my god, I cannot get over it. And then, I don't know, the whole thing is just kind of mid as well. Just like all the movies, such a shame. I had high hopes for this, but just like the movies, this also didn't live up and didn't use the potential it had, sadly. Even though some people actually really like it, which I don't really understand. It was very mid in my opinion. It's called art style. I'm sorry, I do not like that art style at all. Now in 2023, Jenny 2024. Well, it sounds like there have been many animated Godzilla series, at least several. There is also Godzilla Singular Point, a 2022, I think, anime as well, of 12 episodes. That one I could watch fairly smoothly because the episodes weren't f***ing 45 minutes long like with Gamera. So instead of 6 40-ish minute episodes, you have 12 20-minute episodes. Way better! I watched that thing in, I don't know, a week probably. Maybe more, 2 weeks. Anyway. Singular Point is really good, by the way. One of the better Godzilla things. But yeah, there were at least 2 animes I'm aware of and 1 American, like, animated show, cartoon. I think. At least. Have you watched Shogun or the Fallout TV show? What about shows that you not understand? What about it took me 2 months to watch a 6-episode Gamera show did you not understand? TV shows are the superior format for stories. No. They are a different format. They are not inherently superior. Yes, they have more time to develop characters and the story and stuff. Which also has the potential of, you know, misusing that time for random bullshit. And doing other things instead and making the shows way too long. Instead of focusing on the actual story. Thereby making them boring. I think many shows also suffer of that problem. From that problem. Just like many movies arguably suffer of, you know, not having enough time to develop the story. Like Dune, for example. Dune had to be split up in 2 parts, and both together are like 5 hours long. That is a whole, like, show all right there, like a 5-episode show, like a 6-episode, 8. That is a whole, like, 8-episode show right there. Like a whole 8-episode season right there. Yes. Movies can be too short. Shows can be too long. It's almost like both, they are different formats, and not inherently better or worse than the other. I know, right? Crazy. You sounding ranty and negative? Never.